Okay, I switched to the desktop. And Mirza, do you want to start sharing? Bring up the virtual machine that we were working yesterday.
Okay.
6.7. Okay.
Yeah.
While it is coming up, give me a couple of minutes. I'll connect back. I mean, I'll stay online. I'll just come back. Okay. Give
Yeah.
me a couple of minutes here.
എനിക്കത് ആച്ചുകളുണ്ട്.
Okay, all right, guys. So let's get started where we dropped off. We were actually talking about Jenkins, and yesterday we were planning to set up a, a Tomcat server, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the easiest way to do it, wherein you can, just host a Jenkins server through TOMCAT with not much of installation or configuration needed. All right.
Okay.
So let me go back to the machine where we have it, the putty session. Uh, this is the same machine where we copied that file, right?
Yes.
Hello? Hello? Guys, you're there?
Yeah.
Okay. You're able to hear my
Yeah.
voice, right?
Yeah. I can.
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay, was this the same machine that we had Jenkins Tomcat install set up or copied, something like that? Apache and JDK virtual box. Where did we copy the Jenkins file to?
I think we didn't copy it. We just downloaded it. That's it.
There's a question. When you entered unknown hash temp hash key, so it got a target is busy like target from the root. So after that, after you exited from that root, so you have again you have entered unknown. So do you get any information over there? You have unmarked from that, or else it's like empty.
Okay, can you type in FileZilla? I'm trying to type and it's not doing anything. Okay, it actually did.
Oh, okay.
Can you open FileZilla? Let's copy that file. Okay. Yesterday we copied. I remember you double clicked over here and it copied. Okay, one quick minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Controlling the mouse. I'm just trying to type something here.
I'm here.
The screen is very slow, to be frank. Do you see anything? I mean, I don't see anything happening on the screen. Okay, we have the Tomcat machine system over there. So we're going to move it from /home vagrant to /opt,
Yep.
like regular, right?
Yeah.
Then we do an extract of the file, tar-fnxzf and Apache. No, not this one. Where is it? Shush. Home vagrant. Blah 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 blah. What did we do? I think we did a small blunder. Okay.
think we need to give the name over here, move home.vacant the file name Apache Tomcat to OPT.
Actually, we did a small mistake. Okay, let's do execute-vagrant ls. Okay, heal. Okay, I got it over here. Exit. I've got something to do. Uh, move/home vagrant and vagrant to /home/vagrant. Okay, move/home/vagrant and vagrant to /opt. Vagrant to /opt. Okay, ls-l/opt. Okay, move vagrant to /home and vagrant. ls-l ls-l/home vagrant. If I do a SU, ls-l. Okay, that's good. We need to be careful when we are performing commands, basically. Let me increase the font size. Where is this thing? Change settings. I need to click on change settings. This is 6.7, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you see an option that says load?
Load
Okay.
window.
Let's go into now. Let's increase this to over here. Behavior. Da, 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 terminal, keyboard, bell, feature, appearance. Okay. Over here I have this thing. Let me make it 16. Click on OK. Click on apply. Okay. So we have a bigger font. It's more clearer now. Right. So what we need to do is copy. No, not copy. We need to move /home vagrant Apache to /opt.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And when we do over here, we have our Tomcat over here, tar-xzf. Apache Tomcat. I'm extracting it. When I extract it, I have something that says Apache Tomcat 7.06 something. So I will just rename it to Tomcat 6 or Tomcat 7.
Okay.
7. Okay.
Convenient.
Sorry. We should give Apache Tomcat 7 to Tomcat 7. Right? And now we will go to our bash.rc file, just like what we did for Java. Okay,
Okay.
we need to do something for Tomcat also. So this is one of the variable which it will look at. Okay, Catalina underscore home. I'm not sure what Catalina is, but that's the default variable or parameter for Tomcat.
Okay.
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 Tomcat 7. Append the path $Catalina underscore home / bin. Okay, you save the changes, execute the file, profile, and you can directly do a command. Okay, before doing a command, let's go into /opt tomcat 7. Okay, and let me do a ls-l. Okay, first thing you need to understand is every application will have a bin folder, right?
Yeah.
For Ant also, if you see ls-l / Ant, see it also has a bin folder. Okay,
Yeah.
what it means is it has binaries. That bin folder has binaries which will be executables. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and every file will have a etc folder or a conf folder. What is etc or a conf folder is it has all the configuration files in it. It can be either in etc or in conf file. And you generally see the lib file over here. Okay, in both the locations you have lib, right?
Yep.
And since Ant is not a very developed tool, you don't see logs or temp location, anything like that. Okay, but you see it for Tomcat. You have a logs location and also temp location.
Yes.
One more interesting folder that you see more over here is web apps. Okay,
Yep.
I'm going to tell you what web apps are while we are looking at the configuration file. Okay, so right now let's go into conf folder. So right now we are in etc tomcat 7 and conf folder.
Yeah.
Okay, if you do ls, the major things that we are worried about is server.xml, okay, and tomcat user.xml. Okay, you can read the other files if you want. There are additional, like, see, I'm just trying to give you an introduction to Tomcat. We are not going hardcore in depth into it.
Okay.
Okay.
Right? So let's open up the server.xml file. Okay.
Okay.
I'm using VIM and opening server.xml. Hit enter. Okay. This is all the code. Okay. Our area of interest. Okay. You see over here, by default Tomcat works on port number 8080. Okay.
Yep.
And you can also see that it is redirecting to 8443. You can see a name as Catalina over here, right?
Yeah.
It would work on the default host. Okay, our area of interest is over here. This one. So we need to give a host name or an IP address. If you have a DNS setup in your environment, you will give a host name over here. Okay?
Okay.
Since we do not have the host name over here, we will set up the IP address over here. What can you give me the IP address of this machine?
Yeah, 192, 168, 145.
Is that right?
1.145.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
This is one thing. The second part you see is the app base. It's talking about a web app, right?
Yeah.
Just a while back I told you there is a web apps folder, and I'm going to explain you later. That's what I told you, right? So over here we are mentioning the web apps folder. Okay. What is happening in this web apps folder is the next line talks about it. If you find any war file, okay, you unpack it. That's true. Unpack wars. War is a Windows archive file. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you find any of those files, unpack it. Okay, and deploy it. Okay.
Okay.
Saving the changes. I'm going to show you what that unpack and deploy are going to mean when we are doing the actual system now. Okay. The second one that we are to be worried is about Tomcat user.xml. This is the file we use to create access to the users. Okay.
Okay.
Initially. In that I've shown you, right? This is opening tag and this is closing tag.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Right now everything is commented out. Okay. Let's go ahead and uncomment this stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just copied 7 lines from there.
Okay.
And I'm pasting it over here. I will delete the comments part of it. Okay. So over here we are actually creating couple of roles, Tomcat and some role 1. Okay. Over here we are creating a user by the name Tomcat. Let's change the password. Oops. Let's make it as pass1234. Okay. And we have to create couple of groups over here. The default groups, whichever you are seeing over there, they really don't make any sense. There are other groups that you need to create, which are admin groups basically. Okay. You can read the documentation if you want on it. Okay. The documentation says that you need to create a couple of um, user accounts, roles actually. So we're going to say create those things. Okay, these are default system ones. So over here I'm going to say manager hyphen GUI comma admin hyphen GUI. Okay. So right now this is the only user that I'm creating. Okay.
Okay.
Let me save this information. Now let me go back and let me go into the bin directory. Okay. You see scripts over here. Most of them are in green. Okay. Everything that is in green, you can those are executable scripts. You can see scripts to start and stop.
Yeah.
So we'll do the start. The moment I do it, it reads the .bash underscore profile and it will see what is the Catalina underscore home or base is being set up to.
Okay.
And the rest of the things, the temp directory, automatically there is a temp folder, it takes a temp folder. And you also see that we set up a Java and JRE home. So it is picking up that one also, right? And now it is saying that Tomcat is started. Okay, I'm opening the browser. Can you please type in that machine's IP address :8080?
It's loading.
Okay. Okay, it's basically not listening on that particular port. That's the reason it is not loading.
Okay.
That's the reason it is not listening there. IP tables is the Linux firewall system, a very powerful one. Okay.
Okay.
If you want, please read about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do a shutdown. Here. Okay, sorry for that. Surprisingly, it is not listening on port 80. Interesting. Okay. Before I do it, Okay, actually, we might have to restart the system after we make this change. So ST Linux is another kernel level uh, security enforcer. Okay. Okay, can you try to reconnect to that system? It might. Right click on the top of the PuTTY session and click on restart. Do SC status.
No space.
Perfect. Since we set up the environment variables, I believe you can directly do a startup dot sh and it would work. Let's start. Okay, Tomcat is not running. Can we bring up okay basically the situation would be in this scenario we're using Tomcat sorry, Java 1.8, right? So Tomcat 7 might have compatibility issues.
Okay.
Do you see any download URL over here? It's scrolling up so fast.
Yeah.
Okay, let's download this one, Apache Tomcat 8. While it is downloading, I will quickly look at the logs. Okay, OPT Tomcat logs Catalina.out. Okay. Won't be a big deal. Shush. This is called as command chaining. Okay.
Yeah.
In a single command, single time, I'm doing everything. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, it has moved, it has unzipped it, and it has given the exit status.
Yes.
So I'll move Apache Tomcat 8 to Tomcat 8. Right, so now what I'll do is shutdown sh. Okay, now I'll do vim dot bash underscore a file. I'll just change this number. That's it. Okay. I am executing this. Okay. Let's start. Let's do cat. Okay. I don't want version 7 logs. I want version 8 logs. Oops.
Okay, what long?
Okay. Cannot execute binary file, which is JRE Java. Interesting. CD/opt Java. Okay. Shush. There's something wrong over there. Tar hyphen XZF JDK. If you see over here, there is something wrong with this particular folder. Basically, I did some mistake before, right? So that's the reason you're seeing this error. Okay.
Okay. Okay, JDK within. Okay.
We're going to simply rename it. What's wrong with it? If you want to execute any previous commands, you can just use the exclamation and the first 2-3 letters of it. It will execute.
Okay.
There is something wrong with it. So rather than moving it to 1.8, let's move it to Java 8.
Okay.
Okay, there is something wrong with it. Chon hyphen R. Uh, hmm. Alternatives hyphen install / user bin Java with Java from OPT Java 8 bin Java as priority to alternatives config Java. We'll have to use the third one here, and I will go into vim dot bash underscore profile and update this information with Java 8. Basically, this is all because of the mistake that I've done. You will not go through all of this stuff. The only thing is, even if you go through this kind of issue, you should know where and how to fix it.
Yeah.
It's a simple process, but since while I was copying some file before, it didn't work.
Okay.
So if I go into OPT Java 8 bin Java version. Let's see if it works like this. Okay. Java 8 and this cd bin ls-l. Interesting. Okay, I don't want to do like this. Grab Java. Okay. EMR from my install Java. Let's see what this does. Is anything happening on the screen? I don't see anything happening.
It's loading mirror speed
I think it's
from
loading.
it was 5.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I got that. Okay, if you remember, this is actually a 32-bit machine and we were actually running 64-bit Java. I believe the other day that's the reason we didn't work 6.7, but we actually used version 7 if you remember, right?
Yeah, while downloading Java?
Yeah,
Yes, we use 7 in that.
yeah. That's the reason it is throwing that error. Okay.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll shut down this machine.
Okay.
Let's go and bring up that machine. I'm not sure if I told you this. So in order to overcome these kind of situations, right,
Yeah.
we've been working, troubleshooting, trying to fix. If we do not know what we have done or if we do not read our documentation, we would have been struggling with this issue for almost like full day. Okay.
Okay.
You first need to read the requirements for it. Okay, first thing, and second thing, you need to know what is the system architecture on which you are working. Is it a 32-bit machine or a 64-bit machine? Okay,
Okay.
if you read from the previous thing over here, it says I386,
Yeah.
right? And you also read as I686. Anything with these two numbers, okay, I386 or I686, for any application that you're downloading, it means that is a 32-bit machine. Okay?
Okay.
But I remember we downloaded Java 64-bit machine, so it doesn't work like that, right?
Yeah.
So if we didn't consider all of this thing, we actually have wasted a lot of our time, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did that thing come up? CentOS load, appearance, change to 16. Okay. Go to sessions, save it, open, vagrant, vagrant, sudo hyphen I. Uh, we have to do file Zilla. Wait. I'm not sure if config IP link. What is this IP address? 44 or 45?
It's 144.
144.
Okay. 192.168.1.44. Vagrant.
It's 144, I think.
144. No. 144.
Ha ha ha. And we go for Apache. What is it that we want? TOMCAT 7 or 8, whichever it's going to be. It's going to work. It's done. Okay.
And we need to do Java also, I think. JDK.
No, Java is already installed. I think we practiced our Maven on this machine only.
Okay. Tar XZF, I think. We needs not here.
Yeah, V is verbose. I wanted to show you verbose.
Okay.
See, it has executed and it has given a value of 0. I told you, right, anything other than 0 is an error.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm editing Tomcat server.xml file, okay,
Yes.
to update
Okay.
IP and IP con.
localhost
Yeah.
information over here. 192.168.1.144, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saving out of it, and I'm executing conf tomcat user.xml. Okay, going to the complete bottom. There are only 3 lines I want to copy here, and I'll paste it over here. If you remember, the role name was manager-GUI.
Yeah.
And another one is
Admin.
admin-GUI. And we're supposed to update the password. This is all XML, HTML format. Tags, and you give additional values in that, descriptions and things like that, right?
Yeah.
I'm saving the changes. Okay, let's do, okay, let's start -antp yum-y install ip-tools. Meanwhile, let's go to the browser while it is doing that, and go back over here and just change the IP address from 45 to 44 and hit enter. Perfect. You see, this is the default page of Tomcat. Okay.
Yeah.
If you remember, we created a manager-GUI and admin-GUI, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you click on server status, it will ask for the details. Tomcat, or I've just escaped. I did not enter any of that details. So you can go into host manager. Okay, any of these options that you see. Okay,
Okay.
the 3 tabs
Yeah.
that you see. If you want to access it, okay, it will ask for a username and a password. Okay, and I want to show manager apps. Okay, so I'm typing in Tomcat pass 1234, hitting enter. Okay, it has changed, and the information that you see over here, okay, docs, examples, host manager and manager, these are the folders available under web app. Do you remember web app?
Yeah.
I told you that, right?
Yes.
Mm, so let's go into OPT Tomcat web app ls-l. See, you see docs example host manager manager root is like the symbol /. That's what it is there,
Yeah. That's
right? For example, if you remove anything from here, let's remove docs. Okay,
mhm.
Okay.
move docs into previous folder. That's it. That's what I'm doing. ls-l. There is no more docs over here if you see. And if I go into this, there is docs over here. But if I click on refresh, you see docs is gone,
Yeah.
right? While I'm trying to update this, I want to copy the file jenkins.war. Okay, let's keep it aside there. Okay, so whatever comes into this folder, okay, will become a application. Now I've copied back the docs. You see the docs over there, right?
Yeah.
And if I go back to the web page, there is no docs. I do a refresh of the page, the docs is back.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the Tomcat thing is finished. That was some basic introduction to Tomcat. I mean, if the interfaces are pretty self-explanatory. If you want to start docs, stop docs, or something like that. For example, if you want to open docs, okay, right click on this and click on open in a new tab. Okay, you can, if you click on it, it will open in this tab only. I didn't want to open it in this tab. So you open this and it is giving you all this documentation over here, right?
Yeah.
Now I go over here and I'll say stop.
Mhm.
Okay, now you see docs is stop, running is false. If I go to this new tab where I actually opened that, and if I do a refresh, the page will not come up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes.
And let me start this, and it has started, and when I refresh it comes up. So today we have actually seen a pretty good stuff about Tomcat itself, because I wanted to know what was the error and why it was not executing. So I have opened the log files catalina.out file, right? That is the most common file that you actually read for the logs, especially related to Tomcat. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from the web interface also, okay, you can actually deploy a WAR file. Okay, you can click on choose file. Okay, whatever WAR file you have, you can just select, go to that location and select it, and once you select it, you can click on deploy and it will automatically deploy. Now I'll show from command line.
Okay.
Where is it? Let's do a copy but not a move. Copy /home vagrant var jenkins.war file. Okay, before I do it, I am right now in which directory? If I do a pwd, I am in opt tomcat and web apps. So if I do a copy /home vagrant and jenkins.var, I want to copy it into the current working directory. Dot means current working directory there, right?
Yeah.
So I hit enter. It is being copied. If we do ls-l, its jenkins.war file is over there. Okay, within few minutes it will be extracted. See over here, it did not do anything. I mean, it was doing something on the background and you don't see a Jenkins folder, but over here you see a Jenkins folder now. What it means is this file is being extracted over to here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now if you go to web interface and do a refresh, now do you see Jenkins over there? It actually has, let me scroll.
Yeah.
You see Jenkins over here, right?
Yep.
Let's do a refresh again. I'm not sure why it is not yet started. It should actually start. Yeah, now it has started. Why did this get extracted and why did this get started? If you have read the server.xml file where we changed the local host to IP address, besides it, it set an option that says web apps, and it also set an option that says unpack var is equal to true and auto deploy is equal to true, right?
Yeah.
That is what we have seen just now. It has been automatically extracted and it has been automatically started. That's the reason you see start. I didn't click anything. I just refreshed the page.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So if I click, I am opening it in a new browser over here on the top. So now since this application is being deployed on Jenkins, you will see this format, IP address 8080/Jenkins. Okay, so this is just the opening page of Jenkins. Okay, when you go to the home folder, in the working directory of the user under whom Jenkins is being running, if you do ls-l, there is a folder, okay, ls-al. There is a hidden folder created under the home folder, right?
Yep.
This will have all the details. You remember .m2, right?
Yes.
What is .m2?
A hidden folder of Docker, I think so.
Maven.
Oh yeah, Maven.
You're not.
Docker has.
You're not studying, guys. You got to study, okay? So if there is some file, the moment Jenkins is started, this file is automatically created and all the data will be written under it. I'll show what is there under it later. Okay, let's go back to the browser. Okay, this is the regular interface of Jenkins. Okay, if you remember, I even told you about Hudson. Okay, do you remember I told you about Hudson?
No, I think.
Okay, it's very simple. Actually, Jenkins was a small organization which came up with this tool. Okay, after this, Oracle has acquired them. Okay.
Okay.
Due to conflict of interest. Okay. The actual people who built Jenkins, they did not develop Jenkins further for Oracle. They created a similar tool called Hudson.
Okay.
Here you will see Hudson. That's it. There is a 95% similarity between Jenkins and Hudson. Okay.
Okay.
So over here, if you want to create new jobs, that is new items. If you want to create new people whom you want to create, give access and all of these things. This is about build history and all of this stuff. Our area of interest primarily would be under manage Jenkins. Okay. So we are going into manage Jenkins. And there are a lot of information that is available over here. Okay, so many things, notes, credentials, and all of these options, right?
Yeah.
The first and basic thing that we want to talk about is configure system.
Okay.
Okay, this is basic Jenkins configuration. Okay.
Okay.
So over here you see root.jenkins. Do you see that?
Yeah.
I've shown you. This is the same one under the folder, home folder. Okay. Let me scroll down. If you want to set up Maven, okay, or if you want to set up JDK, which is Java, which if you want to set up Ant, okay,
Okay.
all of these options are available. Why will you need this thing in our environment? When we are doing the labs, to set up Ant, we actually install Java and then Ant. To install Maven, we first install Java and then install Maven, right?
Yeah.
And all of
Yeah.
those options. In real time, where is Jenkins playing a role of automation is, this is where you can automate the tasks. You might test your code on a machine on which you might have not logged in before, but you can automatically install Java and then Maven, whichever required it is. Okay? I've shown you all the manual ways, but this is actually an automated way which Jenkins actually does. When I click on JDK, okay, you see an option that says install automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to install certain Java version on the fly, you can use this option. Just check this thing's installation JDK requires Oracle account. Please enter your username and password. You click over here. You enter the username and password. Details over here. Okay.
Okay.
Going back to the previous screen itself, you can give it a name. Once it is done, the job itself is going to download JDK whenever required, whenever run. Okay, it's going to take care of the environment variables and everything else. Okay. For suppose in our current scenario, if we have already installed Java, then we will just click uncheck that option. It will ask what is the Java underscore home, where is it located. This is the same path that we actually set in .bash underscore profile,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
That is the information that you will put over here. Okay.
Yeah.
Similar information for Ant also. You can do it. Let me delete JDK here. Let me not do anything with it. So you can do add Ant. You can automatically install Ant. You can even select which version of Ant that you want to do. You can install multiple Ant versions, multiple Java versions. I told you, right? That is a flexibility that Linux gives you,
Yeah.
right? If you don't want to install and if you already have, you uncheck this option and give the location of Ant binaries, which is what you have given in the .bash underscore profile.
Yeah.
Similarly for Maven, okay,
Okay.
all of these options. You see Maven, local Maven repository, I told you .m2, right?
Yeah.
So under Maven M2, you have a repository folder which actually collects all the details and all of these things, right?
Yeah.
So these are some configurations. You can execute the shell before you execute a job, email notifications, and all of these things. Okay?
Okay.
That is system configuration. Let's go back to manage Jenkins again. A second important thing, a very important thing, as similar as configure system, is manage plugins. Okay? Any task you want to do, okay? If you want to build a Docker image, if you want to bring up a Docker container, if you want to build a cloud, if you want to call a cloud image, whatever it is, right? You will find plugins for that over here. If someone gives you a requirement, okay, and if you don't see that option in regular Jenkins jobs, okay, it simply means that you need to search for a plugin that will enable you that option. For example, okay, we did not see Git previously over there, right? So I will do Git
Yes.
over here, okay, and it automatically has given me all the Git options over here, right? I can search through this Git options. Can you check where is Git plugin? It's scrolling out very fast on me.
Plugin.
GitHub plugin.
Yeah. GitLab plugin. It's over here.
No, it's not GitHub. It's just you will read something as Git plugin.
Since it's not there, there is a GitLab plugin and
Git plugin.
You have there
Yeah.
it's
last. Okay, you just check that box, right? And you can click on uh, install without restart. It's going to take some nice time. Check the box that says restart when installation is done. Okay,
Yeah.
and let's scroll up. Click on manage Jenkins. There are hundreds of plugins that will enable you to do a lot of jobs that will automate the tasks. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean you can find plugins for AWS Cloud, you can find plugins for OpenStack, you can find plugins for Vagrant, for Docker, and Maven, Git, Cucumber, Bamboo, you name it. 90% of the time you will find plugins.
Okay.
Okay, so that is about plugins management. Okay,
Yeah.
if anybody asks you a question about how you do it or what you do it, you'd simply say you would go and search for the plugin, read about it, configure it, and do it. Okay,
Yes.
so you have updates already installed available. Okay, no need to look into advanced anything over here, I believe. The screen is stuck. Is anything happening?
No.
Can you click on the option that says back to dashboard?
There is one.
let's go back to manage Jenkins again. Okay. One more thing that we would want to know is when you scroll down, there is an option that says node somewhere. Yeah, manage nodes.
Yes.
Right? Right now the jobs that you will create, it will run on this machine only. Okay? The place where Jenkins is running. Okay?
Hmm.
If you want to run jobs on other servers, you click on manage nodes. Okay? And you see right now there is only master. Right?
Yes.
You can actually click on new node over here. Okay? And
Okay.
any node that you add after it becomes slaves.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you can run jobs on them also. Okay?
Okay.
If you go to configure, these are some of the values. One very interesting thing I forgot to show you when I was there in manage Jenkins options. Jenkins is very user friendly. If you don't know about any option, you have a question mark over there. You just click on the question mark. It will give you small notes over there.
Yes.
Few of the options actually gives a very lengthy notes also. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going into dashboard. Over here you see build queues. Okay. For example, if there is only two nodes on which the jobs are running, one is master, another is slave. For example, generally you will have one master and you will have several slaves. Okay.
Yeah.
So in this scenario, let's say there are only two nodes. One is master and slave, and there are 10 or 15 jobs that are scheduled. Okay. So if a job has to wait, you will is waiting. You will see in the build queue over here. Okay. And if anything is executing, you will see execution over here. Okay.
Okay.
Let me go back into manage Jenkins, see if there is anything else that I need to look. So basically you can look at all of these options. You can just read about them. Okay. There is one thing called global security where you create username and password and create access to users. Okay.
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 I'm just trying to scroll down and I see that it is stuck. Can you click on Jenkins on the top over there? The screen is stuck for me when I try to do anything.
Jenkins CLI.
No, just the Jenkins. Click on the image that you see there. Is it stuck for you also? For me, I'm not able to see anything actually.
No, I clicked it. It says welcome to Jenkins again. The first page.
I don't see anything happening on the screen actually. I still see manage Jenkins.
No, I clicked it. I see to that page like welcome to
Same as in
Jenkins.
me.
Okay, let's just wait for a while till I see that particular screen. Okay, now I see that option. Okay, so now
Okay.
we've seen much about manage Jenkins, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm clicking on create new job. Okay, so now there are 4 different types of jobs. We will be much worried about only the first two, freestyle project or a Maven project. Let's go into a freestyle project. Project 1.
Okay.
Okay, over here, discard old bills. No, I don't want to do it. You can give a general uh, description. This is uh, first build, something like that. Simple story. Okay, source code management over here. I've told you about Git, CVS, and Subversion, right? You can select any one of them if you want. We are not going in depth any of those things. I'm not going to build any advanced projects as of now. I'm going to show you one simple thing. Okay, so you see the option that says build and post build actions. These are some of the important things. Okay,
Okay.
for example, let me go and click on add build steps. So basically you can do a shell script, you can invoke ant, if you remember we just did ant, right? Or you can do a Maven top level targets. Maven, I've told you how Maven is executed with Maven clean, Maven install, Maven package, Maven site, and all of those options,
Yes.
right? If we don't have anything at hand, we will just do a shell script. Simple shell script. It says sleep uh, 30 seconds,
Okay.
okay, and say echo hello world. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not doing any further things. I'm just clicking on save. Okay, and now I see an option that says build now. So this is project 1. Okay, on the left side, if I want to go back to the configuration, then I'll click on configuration of that particular job. Okay, right. Since I don't have any edits to do, now I'll click on build now. Okay, if I go back to Jenkins, you see build executor over here, right? Over here in the dashboard, you see this information. Okay,
Yep.
over here it's S is in progress. The sun is, it's a good day. Okay, if you see clouds, it's a bad day.
Okay.
That's what it means. Okay, the project details and all of these things. So over here the execution is completed. Okay,
Good day and bad day means on what basis? In which one?
good day is good day, bad day is bad day.
I mean,
If the build fails, it's a bad day.
okay, that,
Trust me, if the build fails, you'll be a very unhappy person.
yeah.
So I click on project. Okay, here you'll see the number of times the build is executed. You can also do it again, build now. You can click again, and click again. I clicked almost 3-4 times now. Okay, so it's pending. If I go into dashboard, okay, here it says project, there is one in queue, right?
Yes.
One is executing. Okay,
Yep.
Yeah.
everything is looking fine. Okay, but I did the echo world, right?
Yes.
Where did it go?
Okay.
If I go into this particular project, and if I go into workspace, sorry, not workspace, to status, uh, where is it? Okay, I'm sorry, I think I have to go into the build, specific builds, okay, and read for console output over here.
Yeah.
This is where you find it,
Okay.
okay. Okay, you see workspace over here, the file
Yeah.
location. You go into Jenkins over there. Excuse me. Jenkins workspace. Workspace. Since we have only one project, you will see only project one there. If you go into project one, you actually need to do ls-al. Okay, surprisingly. Okay, this would be under jobs. Oh.
Yeah.
See, you can see 1, 2, 3, and all of these folders, right?
Yeah.
The number of times each one of them is executed, right?
Yeah.
You can see logs for each one of them.
Yes.
Okay, so that is in the command line, but when you look in the graphical interface, this is how it is going to look like. If I go back to the project, okay, go into dashboard, okay, so right now it's a sunny day, okay. If you can click on build history, you see that project 1 has been executed 3 times over there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And create another second project, okay. Naming convention, no spaces in the name, right? It's a freestyle project again, okay. Again, I will create a simple one, but this time I will create something to fail,
Okay.
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 Build steps shell. So this time I'm going to shush, spell it wrong, okay. I spelled the sleep command wrong, and I'll do build. I do build, it failed again. how many ever times I execute it, it is failing again and again.
Yeah.
If you go to the dashboard, you see like this,
Yes.
Yeah.
that means you're having a bad day.
Yeah.
Okay, I will go back into this job, into this project, go to the configure. I will make the corrections, save it. Okay, do build now, build now, build now, build now. So if you go back into dashboard now, see the black clouds went and became gray clouds, simple better clouds. You see that?
Yeah.
It is not completely black dark. You don't have those thunders and lightnings there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's what this means. It's executing and all of this stuff. Okay, this is simple job in Jenkins. But now we will start looking at some advanced configurations. Okay,
Okay.
let me go back into project 1 itself and let me click on configure. Okay, we have looked at only one option, which is uh, build step. Under build step, you are executing a shell command. Like this, you can add multiple steps, right?
Yeah.
One after the other, if you cannot write everything in the same place. And if you have any question, you can just click on this and it will give you a example over here. Okay?
Okay.
Excuse me. Okay? We have looked at build steps and Maven and Windows Bash shell. Ant is the same thing, ant, and you will do the target ant init or ant clean or something like that. Maven is similar, something like that you will do. Okay? There are some post build actions. Okay?
Yes.
Four of the important things I would say is archive the artifacts, right? In Maven project, it downloaded a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
When you built. So that artifacts can be archived after a build is complete. The reason being it has to be archived is generally if more and more artifacts are coming into your system, it is going to occupy space, right?
Yeah.
That's one thing. Second very important thing, build other project. If you remember in Ant, I have shown you there is an option that says depends, right? Dependency between targets. I've explained you in Ant.
Yes.
You remember?
Yeah.
So this is something similar to that, whereas we are building a dependency between two different jobs. Okay? What it means is once this job is completed, trigger another job whose name is second project.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
You can select options like trigger only if the build is stable, if the build is unstable, even if the build fails. You can select whatever options that you want. This is one of the post-build actions. You can add multiple post-build actions if you click on that. So this is about dependency of other projects. Okay, and there is something called as Git publisher and email. Okay, Git publisher is like if you want to update Git information from here. Okay, if the code is working, you publish to Git page so that others can use it. Okay,
Yeah.
that is one option. Another option is you can send out emails to all the interested parties. You can do it. You can give the test results, publish Java docs, all these things. So those are some simple post-build actions. There are several other, okay? These are the default ones which are given by Jenkins. But by using appropriate plugins, you can actually add more and more post-build actions. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Whatever options that you are seeing over here for post-build action,
Mhm.
after the build is completed, what do you want to do? These are some of the default options that Jenkins has given. You can find more options. How many options are over here? 6, 8 options, right? You
Yeah.
can find more options. How can you do it? If you install a Jenkins plugin for respective options that you're looking at, if you install those plugins, this list will be automatically generated with the new options.
Okay.
Okay? So that is post-build actions. Let me scroll up. We looked at build steps and post-build actions. Other important thing, build trigger. Okay? Previously from post-build actions, what did we say? If this project is successful, failed, or whatever it is, trigger another job, not create, trigger another job, right? But over here, there is an option that says build after other projects are built. For example, rather than saying in the other job, creating a dependency in another job, you're telling uh, this job itself, wait until the other project is completed.
Okay.
Which means, layman example, okay, I will tell Rakesh, okay, after you eat, okay, please give ice cream to Raghav. That is one kind of dependency,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Rakesh being job, I'm telling Rakesh, your activity, your build activity right now is to have lunch. After you have lunch, take ice cream which is in the fridge and give to Raghav. Okay,
Okay.
that is one type of dependency I'm saying. Another type of dependency, what I'm talking about right now, is build after other projects are built. I would directly tell Raghav, after you see Rakesh finishing with his dinner, with his lunch. Okay, now I'm telling this to Raghav, not Rakesh. I'm telling Raghav, if you see Rakesh finishing his lunch, take the ice cream from the fridge and serve it to him.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's the same job. I'm just communicating to two different people in two different ways.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So similarly, that's the same thing for build after another project or build another project. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a very, very important thing is build periodically. This is a schedule. Okay. If you click on the question mark over here, it gives you a huge paragraph actually. Did it open? I don't see anything open.
Read open.
I'm clicking on the question. Okay, I didn't see anything. Okay, you can read this information. Can you please click on it again?
On question mark?
Yeah.
I can't see.
Okay, scroll down. Okay. Select the next question mark besides schedule. You have a box over there for schedule. Right besides it, you have another question mark there. Yeah. Click on that. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about. Okay, great. So it has given you huge information. Okay.
Yeah.
It has given you examples also. So if you want to build a job on monthly basis, daily basis, midnight, at this hour, this many number of times, all of those options are available over here. Okay. These are some of the interview questions basically. How do you build a job dependency? How do you trigger another job? How do you trigger this job after another job? Okay. How do you set up a schedule? Right.
Yeah.
All of those options. Okay. You can uncheck. You can uncheck that option so that these things will disappear. I'm seeing full of that screen only. Okay. Uncheck build periodically also.
Yeah.
Okay. Full SCCM is source code management. Okay. What is this option is whenever there is a change, okay,
Okay.
whenever there is a change on the source code tool, like if you made some change to the code and committed to the source code management tool like Git or SVS or something like that, okay, it will pull the changes. Or you can do it on a schedule just like what you have done for build periodically. There are two
Okay.
different things. Okay.
Okay.
And you have options for Git, Subversion, repository URL, where you want to do credentials, log into it, advanced options. Okay. Uh, so these are something related to source code management related things. Okay. Scroll up. Okay, build is parameterized. This is one more option. If you have 5-6 options over here. If you want to give some file or value, a boolean value or a number on a runtime, okay, you actually select one of these options. You might get questions like, how do you build a parameterized build, something like that. Okay, so this is some introduction about Jenkins. We almost covered about every option that we have, right?
Yeah.
And at any point of time, as I've told you, as of now, you don't see anything called as AWS,
Yeah.
right? If tomorrow someone asks you an interview question, or if there is a requirement for you saying that I want you to configure a job in Jenkins which will create a AWS cloud instance, you might be you should not think, okay, my trainer didn't tell me, I didn't see AWS, I don't know if they exist or not, anything like that. You simply have to understand that there would be a plugin available for AWS. You'll have to go and install that plugin, configure that plugin, okay, and use that plugin to create a job. Fair enough?
Okay.
Understood? So Jenkins is one of the very user-friendly, widely used tool. There are so many things that you can do. Okay, so this is some basic introduction for you, okay, to Jenkins. Please read documentation about Jenkins, try to watch more and more videos about Jenkins, and learn about it further. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the end of the session for Jenkins. So tomorrow we will look at Git tool. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay, guys, I just think that, whenever I ask you some questions, you're not answering the questions. If you're going to go at that same pace, it would be very hard for you to crack interviews. Trust me on that. So please read or listen to the videos again and again, and more than anything else, I want you to practice. I remember I told you that you need to practice at least 4 to 6 hours per day after the class. Unless you practice, none of those things are going to be in your head. You were not able to answer a simple what is .m2 file, M2 folder, what does it have, and the other day I asked you what is the file that the Docker uses to do the configuration and the Vagrant uses the configuration. You're not able to answer. Those are the basic simple questions, right? If you practice, you will know those things. Right? So practice again and again. Please take it serious at least now, so that it would be easy for you in your jobs and also in your interviews. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright then. Thanks guys. You all have a good day ahead. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sure. Bye.
Okay? Bye.